Oh my God, this is absolutely insane. Just look at all of this stuff. Wow. A fork in the road awaits to an estate sale off the grid. Which way should we turn? Let's turn right. Whoa, I love how dark this road is early on a Saturday morning. This is exciting. This house is totally off the grid, folks. You cannot find any pictures of the house at all. So it's going to be interesting to see what this place looks like. I've seen pictures of the content inside the house, which it looks like there's a lot of good stuff. The sale's been going on since Wednesday, actually. Today's Saturday morning. So I was not able to go because of my full-time job. So on those other days. So we will see what is left today. We should be coming up to it pretty soon. Actually, I think this might be it right over here. Yes, this is the house. Off the grid, folks. Let's get parked. There are no cars right now. Wow, that's shocking. All right, let's get parked. Folks, this is amazing. I am here a half an hour early and there is literally nobody here right now. Now, I don't know if that's because we're off the grid and we are in the middle of nowhere. Let me show you just behind me to give you a little sense of where we are right now. We are literally in the middle of nowhere in a New York country. So usually there's a list, like this is an estate sale company, and normally there's a bunch of people parked down the road. You've seen that before. But yeah, I'm the only one. So I was talking to one of the workers and she said it is just packed, especially in the basement. And if I want to come in now, I could come in now. So we're going to get started. She said this place, you need at least several hours to go through everything. So I'm pumped up. Let's get in the house. All right, we'll head in through the garage. All right, so we're in the garage. And this is interesting. We have some New York State license plates. And you always look to see if they're matching. And these are, and let's see, hopefully these are. Yep, these are as well. So they're a little stained up, but New York plates are always good to pick up. So a little bit of a ding there, but that's actually a cool little ding. So yeah, let's grab these. This is a nice start. This is a nice little sled here by American. Price on it is $25. This would be a good pickup if you had a store or some kind of booth or something, but not something that I would typically ship out. So, but just a cool item to see. And a good indicator that there's some old stuff in this house. All right, let's head inside. All right. Always look up is what I say. And I think this is cool. Laundry is my life. This is where my height has an advantage. I could grab things like this. So we're gonna get this. Here's a better view of it right here on the light. Cool piece. All right, well, off to the right of the light here, we have this rainy day money jug. I mean, look at all the dust and stuff on it. I mean, oh, look, this is where you would put the money. This is cool, has a nice vintage look to it. It says Crock Shop on the bottom, so I like that. And then, you know, a lot of people like and collect sunflowers, and so this jumps out to me as well. We have a nice vintage sunflower light switch plate cover, so this is going to do well. This dirt and dust on the edge, this is going to wipe off and clean up really nice. So these are two cool sunflower items. And let's see, you know what, someone might buy these as a set of two. Just got to clean out the cobwebs and stuff. So I like this. And you know, even if someone didn't want these online. I know Mrs. Primetime would love them, so we're gonna grab these, but I really like these pieces. So here's another thing I like, this cow grocery list. Now, it has some dust on it, which will come off, but people love this kind of rural country type of item, love animals. A lot of people love cows. This is a little stained on the bottom, but you could just take, you know, those first two off, and as you can see here, this will present nicer in a listing, so I'll probably rip this top one off. And then, you know, even if they were all ripped or if this pad wasn't here, all you have to do is unscrew these pieces here and you could add a fresh new list. So we're gonna grab this for $3. It's cool to know that they're farmers because that does explain all the cows. Yeah. But like this piece here I really like because I love the facial expression on it.
Let me see.
Yeah, this one right here, the facial expression on it.
Oh,
yeah,
yep.
It's cool.
Something different.
Yeah, and it's nice quality to it too.
Yeah.
So I really like this.
Well, they were big on the Lafayette Apple Festival, so I know they.
They were big on the Apple Festival?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, definitely a cool piece. I like this set right here. We've got Mrs. Primetime and then me if we were cow farmers. So I'm going to get this set here. I like this. I don't know. This one, I really don't like this oval shape to the cows. So I'm not really feeling this one. I mean, some of you might like it. It does have a little bell here, but I think I'm going to leave that one for somebody else. Here's a little tip. Always look for Noah's Ark stuff. It's so popular because you have multiple animals on it, whether it's jewelry or something like this. This is so cool. I love this piece right here. So yeah, we're definitely going to get that as well. And then I was looking over here, and this is a nice hanging ceramic cow. So we're going to get this as well. I'm excited. This is great. All right, so if Noelle, Farm Girl Scavenger, is watching this, which she probably is, shout out to her. Go check her out on YouTube. She's awesome. I have a feeling she would pick this up because she's always talked about vintage perfume dispensers. So you don't want to sell it with the perfume in it. You have to sell it empty. So we're going to discard this. It's helpful to test if it works though. So if it is empty, you could fill it with water, but this still has some in it. So we'll push it down and yep, it still works. So good. I'm going to empty this and because we don't want it leaking all over the items, but for $4, that's a nice pickup. All right, now binoculars are something to take a look at as well, but it's highly brand dependent, and Tasco is not a great binoculars brand, so I'm going to leave these here. So that's the area that it came from over there, and as you can see here, there is an area that has a lot of mostly clear glass. Doesn't really look to be worth much. I tend to look more for colored glass. This is a nice little mini jug by Pilgrim. It's about a $15 piece. I'm not going to bother getting it just because, you know, it's a breakable and it's just not really worth it for me, you know, given what I would make off of it. You know, and there's like some cheaper colored glass pieces over here. This is Saguaro stoneware. Yeah, $15 piece maybe. So I'm going to pass on that. But looking behind in the glass, I see something that I like, which are these cows. And you've got the little straw here. So I like this. We're going to pick this piece up. All right, so this is another room. Always check out the VHSs. I did that, but there wasn't anything here worth picking up. And then I went over here and checked out the closet. There's my boxes, by the way, that I'm filling up. And unfortunately, you know, the clothing in here is, you know, pretty common brands. Jeffrey Bean, Stafford, Izod, things like that. Nothing that you're going to resell for much. So, you know, it's the same way across. There's a little bit of formal wear, but not too much. And, you know, nothing that has any resale value. Now, one of the things I will pick up, and I do look for, are Polaroid cameras, because in this digital age, a lot of people are concerned about the security of their photos. So, some people just like to take a photo and have it just come out physically without any digital trace. So for that reason, definitely look for these. This particular one, even if it doesn't work and you just try to sell it for parts, I could get about $40 out of it. So, if it works, you could get a little bit more. So we're gonna pick this one up. All right, now if you're wondering why I'm not picking this piece up, two main reasons. One, it's too modern, even though it has the chicken and the cows on it. It's, again, just too modern for me. And the other reason is the price. All right, now right next to it is this Uncle Sam Nutcracker. And this is really something that would be a priority for me to list, because right now it's June 16th. So 4th of July is right around the corner. I could probably get around $30 for it. Original retail price on it was $34, but it's sealed in the box, never been taken out. So this is a good one. And the box is not damaged at all, which is a good sign. So let's pick up Uncle Sam. Okay, here's a big tip for everyone. If you see anything that says iPod on it at an estate sale, look into picking it up. This is the iPod Shuffle. Now, if you just had the Shuffle alone, which is gonna come out of this charging port here, this could go for anywhere between $55 and $70, and that doesn't even include having the charging port. So this is awesome. And as with many electronics, even if it doesn't work, people still often buy these things for repairs. So I'm gonna put this in here. It looks to be in good shape. We'll test it out when we get back to Primetime Treasure headquarters, but great item here. All right, here's another room to look at. I don't see too much in here, but as I always say, if you see this sealed blank media, pick it up, and it just adds up, and then you just try to sell it off in one big lot. So we'll add this to the box. All right, this is the same room. So if we look over here, it initially looks like a bunch of stuff I wouldn't be interested in, like the little kids' clothes. But, always explore. Don't have that knee-jerk reaction to just instantly leave, because when you look at the shelf, there might be some stuff here that's of interest. And as I always say, look under things. And as you can see right here, we have this sealed Mickey Mouse photo album. It's pretty cool looking. People collect this kind of stuff. It even has the Walt Disney World on the side, which is an added bonus. The cheapest I could find one of these online is $26, $27 on eBay. Doesn't mean it'll sell for that much, but I'm hoping to get between $20 and $25 for it. So we'll pick this one up as well and give it a double tap. All right, everyone, it's time to head down the basement. Now, normally I start off at the basement, but this time I knew there wasn't too many things in these upstairs rooms, and I really want to focus on that basement. So now that I've got this stuff out of the way, and plus, since there's barely any people here, I'm not really worried about, too many people grabbing stuff out of that basement. So let's go down there right now and explore.
What's a different phone number associated with all bars?
Excuse me.
Last 4 digits?
Darn it, too bad this Cookie Monster scale thing is broke, because I really like it. It's not that vintage, it's 1993, but still, I love Cookie Monster. It's hard for me to pass them up in any shape or form, but I will give them a double tap. I just had to bring this outside because they're blasting music on the radio in there, and that could get me a YouTube copyright violation, so just keep that in mind throughout the rest of the video. But this is a great record for $2. This should sell anywhere between $50 and $90 because it's very nostalgic for Disney and their Splash Mountain ride, which they recently took away. All of these cool characters from the Song of the South, and this is just incredible. There's other records that are thrown in here that I'm not interested in, but the one I'm really interested in is the one it's supposed to come with right here, and it looks to be in pretty decent shape. A little light scratch, nothing too bad, but people will get this just for the cover. The cover is that amazing, and it's in great shape. There are some pages to it that have a little bit of wrinkling and a little bit of, you know, ripples and some slight stains. But the main selling feature of this is right here, and this is just in great shape. Look at the back. That is just amazing. And the Ernie sings, I got to give a shout out to Ernie. Ernie, I love Ernie from my childhood, so that's the Ernie laugh. Give Ernie a double tap. This would go for maybe like $15, maybe 20 if I'm lucky, but another great one. And yes, always check to see if the record's in there, as you could see. All right, one of the things I like here is this Grandma's Kitchen sign. I love the giant rooster on it, nice and colorful, has a nice vintage look to it. So hopefully someone out there is shopping for Grandma and wants her to have this in her kitchen while she cooks up and bakes that delicious apple pie for everyone. It's made by a company called Whisperwood. I don't see one like it right now, so I'd probably try to sell it for around $30 or so. All right, here's the price on the books. This is a terrific deal. 10 paperbacks for $1, hardcover 2 for $1. Shout out to Katie Reeds, who's probably watching this because I know she loves books. And shout out to my man Eric Rocks, who is a fellow Dragonlance fan. I remember when I was a kid hunting down this exact book, The Legend of Yuma. And it was so hard to find even back then. So this is many, many decades ago. People will pay up big money for original Dragonlance. And we've got a bunch of Dragonlance. Brothers Magier is a really popular one. Shout out to Raceland and Caramon. Dragons of Spring Dawning is part of the original series. That one's a little torn up there. But look at this, we've got Dragons of Vanished Moon, which is a hardcover for 50 cents. Oh my gosh. What else? This is another Dragonlance here, Dragons of a Summer Flame. I've read all of these books. I love them. Redemption, I've read this one as well. Oh my gosh, I see Weiss and Hickman. Always look for their names because they are the writers of Dragonlance. This is an excellent shape. Look at this. So we're going to get that, and there's lots of Star Wars too. We're going to get all these Star Wars. The Star Wars sell great in lots. Shout out to Boldy Grow because I know he likes dinosaurs. And oh my gosh, there's just so many of them. My gosh, we're just gonna keep loading up. Let's see, more Star Wars here. So yeah, more Star Wars. That's why I took this extra box. So I've got a smaller box in here to hold in the original items. That's nested within this big box. And this one is here for the books because I knew there were books here. I saw it in the advertisement. Look at this. We've got a hardcover Star Wars book. We've got to dig to get to that one. Try not to damage anything else here, but this is nice. Okay. Let's see. I see some L. Ron Hubbard stuff. We'll circle back to that a little bit later. This is another one I've read. Dawning of a New Age. Let's see here. I wonder what's behind. I think I see more Dragonlance back here. Let's see here. Yes, there's more. This one. Okay, this is part of the original series as well. Here's another one. Soul Forge. We've got Betrayal. So some of these are in great shape. Some of them are beat up. But, you know, again, let's see. Wanderlust, that's a great one. Eve of the Maelstrom. Read every single one of these. Let's see. Dragonlance. Brothers in Arms. My gosh, and people will pay for these even if they're beat up a little bit. I do good selling the Star Wars books as lots. They're all just mixed in here. Let's keep going here. Star Wars Mandalorian. Anything Mandalorian's popular with Vader on the cover. You can see it looks like Boba Fett there. Oh, we've got more here. We're gonna have to circle back to some of these other ones. I really just want to focus right now on the Dragonlance and the Star Wars. Ooh, we've got an old Stephen King. We'll pick that up. Let's see. Another one on the companions. My gosh. Let's see what, oh, we got more up here. Look, here's another 2 Star Wars books. This one's a little too warped for me, so I'm gonna leave that one here. But this one's good, I, Jedi. We'll pick that one up. Let's see. Okay, Children of the Jedi, that's another one. And we've got more Star Wars and Dragonlance up here. Let's see. Paradise Snare, Meeting Sextet, that's another good one. I think there's like 100 to 200 Dragonlance books out there. Oh look, there's more even behind here. And oh, look at this, Dragonlance Tales. This is a great one. Kender, Gully, Dwarves, and Gnomes. Read this again when I was a teenager. Let's see here. These are good books for kids, by the way. If you want your kids to get into reading, Tracy Hickman and Margaret Weiss, again, in another series, because they've written other things besides Dragonlance. I'm just going to put that down for a second. Again, really just trying to focus as much as possible on Star Wars and Dragonlance. Spectre of the Past. We are loading up. Here's another one here. The Venture Continues. What else? Isaac Asimov. There's 2 Isaac Asimovs, actually. Yeah, Isaac Asimov is great. I used to read him too. I, Robot. So we'll get these 2 also. And look here, there's more over here. So here's another 2 Star Wars books. What do we got here for you Star Wars fans? Star Wars The New Jedi Order. And we've got, these are hardcovers, Destiny's Way. So let's add those in here as well. And let's see, what else we got here? This is, oh, you got another one for me, thank you. Helping me out. This one's a little too bent for me, as you can see. But I've got a helper here grabbing me some books.
No, I'm just going through this.
Thank you. So, yeah, we'll grab this one, though. This is a nice Star Wars one as well. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. That one. So, I'll grab this out of here. Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. But you can see here, this is a little too beat up for me. Oh, here's 2 more Star Wars right here. Every time I turn around, I find more. Look at this. Now, a lot of these come in sets, like book 3, say volume 1. So hopefully I could build some sets up. I have some extras at home, so I hang on to some of them in case this kind of situation occurs where I need like a filler book. But then keep in mind that there's other collectors out there that need a filler book. So they need to complete a set. So sometimes I'll just buy one of them, but I try and sell them in sets if I can. All right, here's the box that the lady was pulling from, and she was helping me out. We're gonna pull these out and see what else I can get out of here. So I like this one. This is in good shape. Weiss and Hickman, so we'll add that there. This is one that's too beat up. Let's see what else we got in here. I'll tell you what, just to save some time, I'll look through and I'll tell you what I find. Okay, here's the ones I wound up grabbing out of here in terms of soft covers. We've got the Millennium Falcon. We've got Dragons of Winter Night, another great one. Tatooine Ghost. We've got Margaret Weiss, Tracy Hickman, Into the Labyrinth. And shout out to Boldy Grow, because I know he loves Star Trek, and same to Esme, Spock's World. And then this one is not worth much in terms of Dune, but this hardcover, Battle of Corinne, is harder to find, so we're going to pick this one up. Could go for like 15 to 20. As Roy Schreider would say, we're going to need a bigger tote. All right, again, Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. We've got Death Kate Cycle 1, 2, and 4. We've got to look for number 3, but I'm gonna put these in here for now. Who knows, I might have even picked it up already. Here's another Dragonlance down here, steel and stone. So we're gonna add that. Here's another Star Wars. This is an X-Wing one. My gosh. All right, here's another one, Dragons of a Fallen Sun, another great Dragonlance book, hardcover. Cannot believe this. I know Eric Rocks is going crazy watching this as he's munching on his Frosted Flakes. All right, I'm gonna go for the L. Ron Hubbard books. These are hardcover books, and as you can see, they have a cool fantasy element to it. I love the covers, and so we got that one there. That was volume 7. We got volume 8 over here as well. I remember there were some more when we first started out. This is from the Mission Earth series. So we've got number 3. We've got An Alien Affair, number 4. I could probably pick that sticker off, hopefully. Let's see. See, this is why I say to test the sticker peel, because see what's going to happen if you peel that off. It's going to take the underlying paper off of that. So, you know, a collector's not really going to want it to say that on there. So I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to either sell these individually or in like little pairs, like a 7 and an 8. But it's okay to sell 3 separately. Okay, now we've got more Star Wars books here. This is a Star Wars hardcover. All right, let's keep digging. We've got Star Wars Fate of the Jedi. So we've got 3 hardcovers here. This one had a Barnes & Noble sticker on it, but fortunately those peel off. So I peeled most of that off, and I'll put those right there. And then we've got more L. Ron Hubbard, my goodness. So we got number 6. Now see, here we go again with these darn stickers. All right, that's acceptable. I was able to get it off with just a little bit of paper loss, and it already had a little bit of, you know, wear on the edges, but you know, that's okay. You know, you can see there too. But we'll pick that up. That's not too bad for an old L. Ron Hubbard. We got some more in here too. My goodness, we got to dig out these books. All right, more Weiss and Hickman right here. This is Journey into the Void. I think there's some other ones of those around as well. Here's another Star Wars book, Outbound Flight. I'll be able to get that label off. Let's put that one there too. And there, we still got to get to these L. Ron Hubbards. Oh, look at this. We got another one. New Jedi Order. Another. All right, here's another Star Wars. My gosh, there's just so much of this stuff. Little Monsters. I'll look into that later. Let's see what else. I can get to these now. Okay, here we go. We've got Black Genesis, Volume 2. We've got Volume 5. You know what? Come to think of it, the more and more I grab of these, the more and more someone will accept this tag on it. Because I think I'm going to lot them together as I keep adding to this pile. Here's another one, Invader's Plan. And here's the other one back here, which is Villainy Victorious, Volume 9. Another Isaac Asimov paperback I'm going to pick up and add to my Isaac Asimov lot. And it saddens me to see that this is the most damaged Dragonlance book here, because this is the first Dragonlance book I ever read. It's one of my favorite books of all time, so if you get a chance, get a copy of Darkness and Light and get hooked on Dragonlance. All right, this Star Trek one is a little too beat up for me, so I'm going to leave that behind. And we've got another Dragonlance one here, Dalamar the Dark Elf. He worked with Raceland. We're going to pick this one up too. Another one by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. And every time I turn around, I've got new Dragonlance books flying out of here. Now this one I never even read, The Medusa Plague. So got that. Here's a Star Trek book. This one looks to be in decent shape, and we got Spock on it, so grab that. And here we go, Weiss and Hickman again. All right, I've got to take a break from these for a moment. Some of you probably saw this out of the corner of your eye before, but these hardcover Beverly Cleary Ramona the Braves. This is always something to look for. I've gotten Ramona the Brave stuff before, Beverly Cleary stuff before. This is a first edition from 1975. Prices on these would range from $35 to $75 a piece. And we've got 1, 2, 3 of them. We also have Runaway Ralph from Beverly Cleary. That's awesome as well. And a lot of other great vintage books back here. And these are in terrific shape. All right, so initially I was thinking that maybe it would be worth it to pick up this entire box of vintage kids books. But unfortunately, the vast majority of them are very common titles that just aren't worth much at all. You know, maybe like $5, $6, even with the medium mail shipping. So I'm really going to stick to the Beverly Cleary ones only. And for the most part, these are in excellent shape and a great buy for 50 cents a piece. All right, so I found one more Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman here, which we're going to put right there. Now, I'm just starting to put stuff back and condense it and organize it so that when I process things like this, I could strategically move it up here, and now I could search much, much easier. Here's another Isaac Asimov, by the way. All right, so as you can see what happened here, I moved all this stuff up, it's condensed, and this is what I wound up pulling out of the second row. Another Dragonlance, another Star Trek, another Dragonlance, Isaac Asimov, and another Star Trek. All right, I said we'd circle back to the Little Monsters book, and this is a good one to pick up. This one has sold for $15.95. You'll find some bulk dealers trying to sell this on eBay for very cheap, but you could ignore those, especially when they don't have a picture in the listing, because most buyers don't trust that, and also they've got tons of negative feedback. There's another one down here, by the way, so we'll grab 2 of them. All right, and in response to the inevitable comment of why didn't I just buy all of the books here, the reason is that I don't want all of the books here. I just want very specific ones like you see in this tote. If you see certain books I said I was going after, like a Star Wars one, Left Behind, that's because it's just too damaged. And as I always say, make sure you dig to the bottom, because that's where the treasures tend to hide. This isn't worth much, by the way, the book and record there. Let's see, let's move this over here, and check this out. Nature's Hallelujah by Irene Jerome. Check this out inside. Look at this. Oh, look at that nice inscription. Look at that. Hold on, wait till you see how old this is. 1889, and it's beautifully illustrated. Look at this. Terrific shape. There's versions of this book from the late 1800s online from $35 and up. I saw one for $51, just depends on the year. Even higher than that too. So, you know, we'll definitely pick this up. You cannot miss for 50 cents. My goodness. Definitely worthy of a primetime double tap. All right, now some of you probably saw the Betty Crocker earlier. But the reason I'm not picking it up, a couple reasons. One, it's just too damaged, especially here. You could see that's pretty unsightly. Someone literally looked like they were like cooking pancakes or something on here. It's pretty crazy. I mean, someone burnt it on the stove or something. The other reason is because the copyright page looks to be torn out, so you really can't verify the printing of it. And so I'm gonna pass up on this one, but you know, this is a good one to look out for. Look for your Betty Crocker multi-ring binders. All right, so we've gone through the rest of the stuff here. I did find this cool Syracuse University alumni bulletin from 1939. So I'm gonna pick this one up. It has a little wrinkling on it, but don't come across something like this often. All right, so now I'm gonna focus down here more. Let's lift up this lid. Now you see, we have this really big and bulky Robert Jordan book, which is also a fantasy type of book. You're gonna see these a lot they're usually very overproduced and not worth much, like less than $10 shipped. So that's why I pass on the Robert Jordans. Like anything, there could be exceptions, but in this case, we're gonna go with this awesome Fate of the Jedi Princess Leia book. So we're gonna add another one to our lot there because we have some others from this title as well. And this is a nice shape. Okay, I went through that bag. I did pull out another Star Wars one. The Modesset ones were predominant in there. I'm not interested in those. This is really, my focus is mostly the Star Wars and Dragonlance. All right, so now we're gonna focus on this tote here. I already see 2 Star Wars ones up top that we're gonna pick up here, and they're from New Jedi Order. Here's another Modesset one I'll put to the side. And look, I see another, look at this, another Star Wars hardcover. And again, these stickers are gonna peel off easily. Let's see, I'll just go through this and I'll show you what I found. Oh, look, another Dragonlance. Another Dragonlance, amazing. I have that one as well. All right, so I went through all of those and I got some more Star Wars. This is awesome. There's another Star Wars and another Star Wars. I already started peeking over here, and underneath there is yet another Star Wars. All right, we need to get another tote. All right, so nothing else in there. I'm just transferring from there to there and looking for anything good. But I did see in this pot, there's 2 more Star Wars books. So, I mean, there's Star Wars stuff coming from everywhere. Are there any in the ceiling? No, none in the ceiling yet. I may never know. It might start raining Star Wars books at some point. So we'll put these in the new tote. All right, now we're moving over here, and I see another Star Wars hardcover. So I'm gonna go through these books, and I'll just pull out and tell you what I found. All right, nothing in this box. I think that the person who lived here is probably a teacher because there's a lot of teacher and educational books. Like you could see here, this one on learning disabilities. There's some cool books like this that they use for learning. I'm really just showing you this in case it brings back any memories if you remember this when you were younger, but it's really not worth much. But something that I did see that really cracked me up and I'm gonna pick up because I remember these back in the day. These are from the 1970s. Remember these fun pads? And I'm gonna flip it up and you're gonna see these are unused. I mean, I love these things. These are amazing and they are just in perfect shape. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's a 3rd one here. I like this one with the robot on it. 128 pages. And you see how these things could hide just like this? You have to pull it out and look. There's no other way around it because if you just see this, you're just gonna think it's worthless. So it just takes a little bit to just pull it out and there you go. A nice lot of 3 brand new vintage 1970s fun pads. All right, so this box here is the same thing in terms of educational books, no more fun pads. In here, there's some comic strip books like Marmaduke and The Wizard's Back. So I'm gonna look into these. We've got a Star Trek one. They look to be preserved really well. Look at that, the Monsters of Star Trek. That is a really cool cover. So I'm gonna go through the rest of these. We got Casper one. There might be some other good things in here with hot stuff. This is cool. All right, these are the 3 I picked out of there. Dennis the Menace, Flintstones always does well, and great monsters of the movies, awesome. And you could do creative things, like you could even theoretically pair this Monsters one with the Star Trek Monsters one. People just love monsters in general. Or you could pair Dennis the Menace with, you know, the Wizard's book as well. And there's lots of things you could do. You just be creative. All right, so we went through all of this so far. These are just some remnants I tossed off that are damaged. I just went through this box, pulled out 3 more. So another Star Wars, and this Dragonlance was buried on the bottom. And the last book box we have to go through is that one. There's a lot of Bruce Springsteen fans out there who watch the channel. That's a cool book. It's pretty commonplace. It's from 1985, but just thought you'd like to see it. All right, so I just finished going through that box and I pulled out another Star Wars and another Dragonlance book. This one was buried all the way on the bottom. Oh yeah, I gotta go through this box too. All right, negative, nothing in here. All right, let me show you something that often gets passed up, but you should definitely look into it if you come across them. This is self-adhesive plastic. Now, it's decorative and you would put it inside to line shelves with. My mom used to get stuff like this when I was growing up. So, and I used to stock them on the shelves when I used to work in a store called Cost Cutters in New Jersey. Some of you might remember that. But what you do is you look for the pattern and it's on the label. So you could see here, amber waves. And especially if you could get a couple of them, that really helps. So we have amber waves 1, amber waves 2, and then we've got another amber waves here as well. So that's 3. So we could sell them in a lot of 3. You know, these could sell for like $25 or more. And then here we've got another one, and this is called Tulip Garden. So we've got 2 of these. And then we've got solid alum, and these are, it's like a beige color. So we've got 1, 2, and there's a third one hiding back here. So we're gonna get this whole lot. All right, we are done. That was an absolute blast. One of the best estate sales ever. That was incredible. I mean, especially since it's off the grid like this, that just makes it extra cool for me. And I just finished up. I thought there might have been another floor upstairs above the one that we first started off at, but turns out that there's not. So it was really a good strategic decision to hit up that first floor first so we could focus on all of those books. And I knew that there were going to be books there ahead of time. I had no idea it was going to be Dragonlance and Star Wars, but I zoomed in on the price. They had the price in the ad ahead of time, so I knew that it was going to be 10 books for $1 and for soft covers, and 2 hardcovers for $1. So wow, it just worked out. So I paid for everything. I'll tell you the final price in a moment. I'm going to get the Primetime Treasure Mobile and bring it down this hill over here, which I'll show you behind me. It'd just be way easier because they have a walkout basement, so I could take everything from there and just bring it right out into the Primetime Treasure Mobile. So let's go get it. Hey, buddy. Hey, how are you doing? What's your name? What's your name? How are you? I don't know who this dog is. He just came up to me while I was filming on the road, so I hope he's nice. No, he's on no leash, nothing. What's going on? Hey, Daisy says hi. All right, now the dog went away, so I'm gonna just make sure he doesn't sneak attack me from behind or something. But I have everything loaded in the Primetime Treasure Mobile, so let me show you and show you the total price. All right, everyone, we are loaded up in these totes and boxes. That one has a bunch of stuff in it too. The grand total for everything here, here's the receipt. Drum roll, please. $85. That is an amazing deal considering the vast amount of stuff that I purchased and the variety of it. I'm just real excited about this, folks. This is awesome. All right, everyone, well, that does it for today. I hope you enjoyed this sale. Another great estate sale in a rural area of central/upstate New York. So many treasures up here to find. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button. Put a comment down below. Let me know what some of your favorite items were that you saw today. And I'll see you back at the next one. Take care. Just got a haircut. Look at the diva. Wow, Daisy, you are taking some time off of your security duty right here. You must be pretty confident no one's gonna come by. Look at you. Oh, I think you're spoiled from everyone giving you chest scratches and chin rubs and all sorts of stuff, double taps and all that stuff. But there will be more coming, Daisy, I promise, because you got a lot of fans here who will leave you a little note in the comment section. I promise I do deliver all of your messages to her and give her the requested scratches and belly rubs and stuff. So just let me know if you want me to send along any one of those things to Daisy, and I'm sure it'll make her day. All right, Daisy, we'll see everyone at the next one. Take care.